One of the weird things that we have to face as professors, particularly in the business school, is thinking about money and talking about money and our weird relationships that we have with money. I do apologize for my crazy swimming hair. But on one side, you want to demonstrate that you kind of know what you're talking about. And on the other side, if you disclose too much and talk about too much, it makes other people feel uncomfortable. Money is like talking about all the other taboo topics in this world that you know of. I'm not going to mention them, but you know them. And it is difficult to openly talk about. We know what the rule to riches is. And I want to sort of share that. It's not what you're thinking. But we know what that is. And yet, when you openly talk about this, you get a lot of criticism on how to do this. On one side, if you do things well, then people will look at you because you're doing it well. And they'll say, why are you actually doing that at an early age? Right? And everybody will think you're crazy. And if you do it for a long time, it's sort of you live life for a long time and you do that for a long time, and everybody thinks that you're crazy too. And they can't figure you out because you're going so counterintuitive and counterculture to what everybody else is actually doing. You know, it's a very simplistic thing. I'm going to share what this is. This is the rules to riches. You invest for a very, very long time. You ensure that you are secure with different insurances around you, not over insuring. And you invest 10 to 20%, maybe even more if you wanted to, of everything that you ever make. And you invest in index funds and mutual funds and things that just go up in value over time. This might be a house. This might be other different assets like that. And you never invest in anything that seems too good to be true. Something where it's investing or growing at a spectacular rate. Now, all of these things, and you do that for a long time. I'm talking, a long time is not 10 years. A long time is you do this for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. By the time you do this, it's quite possible, I've done the math many times before, if you were to do this for 90 years, you would become a billionaire. And I know that seems crazy. Maybe it's 90, maybe 100, something like that. Now, I know it seems crazy to even openly talk about this, but it makes people feel uncomfortable. And so for me, even myself right now, I'm stumbling with my words because I don't know how to share this. I don't know how to talk about this openly. I think it's important to share experiences and how to actually do these things because a lot of people do not know this basic rule. They're not taught this. It's not understood. It's not necessarily clear to people. Now, on the other side, there's a strong culture. There's two things that are really peculiar in culture. One of them is that we think that we're the best at stuff. What do I mean by that? We think that we can invest and we can pick things that nobody else can see. But this is simply not true. And so you can't it's called beating the market. You can't beat the market. There's always somebody out there that's better than you. So I never bet on that kind of stuff. Never do anything that's going to expose myself to risk or anything like that unnecessarily. And then on the other side, we have this culture of overspending. And what do I mean by that? We have a tendency to want things today. And that tendency to want things today often hurts us in the long run. And the longer, and I know that this seems really counterintuitive, and I know some people might be upset with this, the longer you can live in a tent and still work a normal job and do normal things, the better off you will be. And you do that for a long time. All of this is very counterintuitive to culture. Doing things, like my parents lived in a garage. It's very counterintuitive to a lot of people. And it doesn't feel right. But the longer that you can do that, the longer that you can push back against those feelings, the better off that you'll ever be. So teaching people and encouraging them to push back against feelings of being weird, uncomfortable, strange, I think is often the skill set that you need. It has nothing to do with the financial part of things, has nothing to do with understanding, has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with being comfortable in your own skin when it's not cool to be comfortable in your own skin. All of this is very challenging for all of us. So at least for me, when I openly talk about these things, I never feel comfortable. I always feel like, should I share? But at the same time, there's a lot of myths and really weird things that exist where people say that first of all, that professors don't know what they're talking about. That's a big thing. That there's these secrets, that many of the videos, this video will not get that many views. Many of the videos that get the most views are the ones about these secrets. But it's never that case. It's slow, steady, boring, meticulous, all the stuff that nobody wants to hear about. And if you listen to this, and if you're encouraged by it, I'm super excited because I think you understand the secret. But at the same time, realize it's going to be a journey. And you're going to have to push back against a lot of culture for a long, long, long time. Because simply doing these things, living a modest life, investing, doing these very simplistic things are challenging for almost everybody. And that's it. That's the big secret. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day.